So, what has CGI recently done in the factory?
Okay, over the last year, within the factory, we've made significant improvements. We started off with a situation where we had a couple of production lines running. We weren't particularly efficient, high levels of maintenance. So we looked at how to better structure the whole production organisation downstairs. We've changed the management of the factory. We've put in place a couple of team leaders. We've slimmed down the number of personnel from over 30 to just over 20 now. But at the same time, we've actually increased productivity, we've increased the total output, and we've significantly improved the quality of the product. Now, we've done that through a combination of a bit of investment in the people that we have here, and some investments on the factory floor and the traditional plant and equipment. If I look first of all at the plant and equipment, within our cutting area, we have on a new potato laminate cutting table, which has enabled us to more than double our capacity in terms of cutting. In fact, it's probably even higher than that. I'm sure we could increase the throughput even higher if there was increased demand. We've also reorganised the floor of the factory so that taking out one line created significant additional space for us. That enabled us then to look at our whole cutting operation, not just for the cutting table, but also for the saws that we have in place, and looking at how to achieve many production cells within the factory. So what we now have is a situation where each of our cutting areas feeds into one dispatch area. It means that different personnel can be working on either one of the saws or the cutting table, but it feeds into one area for cleaning, stamping and dispatch. And it's much cleaner, much quicker, much more efficient, and it's a better working environment as well. There's a lot more space being created, so it also has improved, I would say, the health and safety aspects of the factory at the same time. On the line, we've made continual investments on the line, trying to improve the quality of the machinery we're working with. We're still looking at additional investments, but what we've managed to do there is take our production quality up a gear. So we're getting very, very high quality of production, and we're getting record levels of output. At one point last year, we had to run 4 or 5 weekends on the trot. The demand for the product was so great towards the end of the year, and the team responded admirably. I think the other good thing we've done downstairs is by putting in a couple of team leaders from the shop floor. You've got guys there who are experienced operators who are able to take a decision there and then, if there's something slightly amiss. And that works very well with them feeding into the new production manager we've got, a young chap who was put into his position last October, and he has also responded really, really well. We've made further investment in people. We brought on board a new maintenance manager to reduce the downtime in the factory. Again, significant benefits in terms of the use of machinery, and again, just getting the guys to work with him and making sure that some of the maintenance process just becomes an integral part of each day, the job each day. And at the same time, we haven't forgotten the guys on the shop floor. We've worked with all of them on training programs. What we're trying to do is get to a point where each of our operators can do every single job on the floor. That will give us much, much greater flexibility, and it allows us then to adapt very quickly to changes in demand. Sometimes we'll see it for the full-scale production, the end caps. At other times we'll get a surge in demand for cut sizes. If we've got people who can switch, that enables us to run maybe split shifts or do double shifts. It means we're much quicker, much more flexible, and able to adapt to what the customer needs.
So, what does all this development mean for customers?
Okay, we've actually been thinking about customers throughout this process, because customers are key for us, clearly. So where we're trying to get to is a point where we're much, much more responsive for our customers. I think delivery times have become more and more critical, particularly in this difficult economic times for most businesses. And they're looking for as fast a turnaround of product as you can possibly give them. That is why we've put extra investment into our cut size area. Because some people who may have taken in stock before and been prepared to sit with it and cut it, it's probably more beneficial for them just to phone up and try and get maybe even a couple of hundred pieces placed very quickly. So we'd like to think that we've recognised that, and we've put ourselves in a position where we can adapt to that very, very quickly. I'd say we've also improved the product quality with the investment on the line and the investment in people. And again, we're not charging more for that. But again, I think the better quality products you can give over the long term, that's bound to benefit the customers and ourselves.